James Stewart, Danny Smith, Steve Lamson in there, number 6, Josh Hansen, Davey Millsaps, and Brock Hepler. A lot of talent on the 125 East right now as we go on board with our helmet cam, and it'll be Steve Boniface running that for us tonight, Cameron.
Well, Steve gave us some good looks in his heat race. We'll see how he gets jumped out of the gate. This is such crunch time. The pressure's on. Everybody's watching you. Boniface waiting to throw his goggles on. He'll mess up our shot. Don't hit the camera, right?
Don't adjust that. The 30 board is up. Well, James Stewart was extremely fast as we look at the all-time winners in 125, and tonight is the night that many think James Stewart ties the great Jeremy McGrath.
Well, that would mean only one thing. He would most likely be a favorite to beat him next weekend. Look at Millsaps. Wow. Millsaps running a similar colored gear. No fear there. And Fox Rider's running some fuchsia or pink.
And there's Brock Hepler, who was second last week in his rookie debut. This kid is something special, folks. The 30 board is sideways. This is the 125 main event from Minneapolis. James Stewart pushed to the back of the pack, will not pick up the whole shot. Ryder slingshotting the outside. Looks like a trio of Yamahas going to the front of the pack. Looks like 68. That's Hansen.
Hansen, Smith, the Boost Mobile Yamaha Troy guys getting great starts on those Yamahas, and they occupy the top 3 positions right now, but James Stewart looking for a way around. Oh, look at these guys coming together.
Come on, fellas.
Take it easy on your teammates. But they know James Stewart is back there. They don't know where he is probably at this point, but
Stewart breaks the wheel on Cameron, trying to break up the blue train. Stewart sits in 4th. Number 59 is Smith just ahead of him. Out in front, Josh Hansen. We're going 15 laps. Stewart goes to the inside, picks up a position. Let's see if he goes for the triple-triple.
Here we go. There's one. Oh, wow. Kelly Smith moving out to the right. We talked about guys going kind of S-ing through there. Stewart still gets into second place, but he definitely had to make a huge precautionary maneuver there to make sure he didn't run over.
Well, Kelly Smith knew that he did a triple-triple all night, and here's Bubba. Takes a look over, sees Josh Hansen to the inside. Bubba cuts underneath, on the gas, goes to first.
And Josh Hansen looking like he went out to try to block the line on James Stewart, and James went right on by.
Well, you talk about being on the starting line with a 30 board sideways being nervous time. For everyone else, this is nervous time. Do not let Bubba check out. As we take a look at the Butterfinger hole shot one more time, Josh Hansen, camera was in perfect position.
Definitely, these stutters, a lot of guys using body language over those, but just a great jump and a huge run out by Josh Hansen, and just getting way out to the outside right there.
And then here's the pass for the lead, inside, just like that. But look at this. James felt the presence right there. Smart enough to dive under, moves it to first. So back to racing action. This is the 125 main event from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Your leader, number 259, James Stewart out of Haines City, Florida, the Kawasaki KX 125. Riding for Team Chevy Trucks, Kawasaki, Fox, and Oakley.
Let's see if any of these riders behind him try to duplicate that triple off. And you don't see it from any of them right behind. That's such a critical spot right there. Triple.
And Cameron, as you look at the lap times, James just turned in a 44.53. The only one close to that was a 46.4 of Hansen.
2 seconds a lap faster.
As we go back to the battle for third place, there's Hansen, number 68, as he comes into view.
And that's Steve Boniface making a run on the number 42. We talk about the lines he likes to pick. He's good at finding ways around guys and sometimes inside of guys. Exciting rider to watch.
And keep your eye on the back of that pack. Number 6, Steve Lamson, talking to him earlier before the racing tonight. He said, I got to teach these young men a thing or two. A lot of young kids out there. And Lamson, I'm not saying he's old, but he's a lot older than Brock Hepler and Davey Millsaps.
I think you can say that he's old in Supercross terms, all right? He raced 1 year of 125s way back winning the 125 Supercross, and there a pass by Lamson, getting good run in the whoops past Michael Bloss on the 83. So now Lammy setting his sights ahead to see if he can start making some moves.
Steve Lamson moving up out of Camino, California in the Honda TRF 250R, HangtownMX.com, ECC.com, WorksCon bike. And Lampson showing a thing or two now. He just moved ahead of 83. That was Michael Blows out of Phoenix, Arizona on the Yamaha YZ250F, Samsung Radio Shack Yamaha Fly, and FMF Ride.
Knocking on the door of Danny Smith and going out to the other side to the left and then swinging back. Can he get alongside? He cannot. He may have been able to force the issue by jumping into the inside, but Steve Lampson is a smart racer. He knows there's 15 laps. He doesn't want to risk going down, and he's been having some good runs in the whoops as well.
No question about that. As we take a look at our running order, it's 259, James Stewart out in front. Then it's Hanson, Smith, Boniface, and Smith, number 59. Then Lampson moving up to 6th. Right now, let's check in with Jamie.
Josh Hansen, number 68, he is not a factor in the 125 East Coast points. He's racing the 125 West, so he may take home a podium, but he is not a factor in the points.
All right, thank you very much, Jamie and Josh Hansen, trying to put a little scramble in this thing, Cameron.
He is, and these guys having a dogfight right here. See Lammy liking to go back out, and he looks over, he sees Danny there, but he's got the inside line going into the finish line. They look like they hook up just a little bit, landing on top of that finish line jump. Maybe Blows will have a run into the whoops here.
So Lampson moves up yet another position into 5th place, and the Yamaha riders trying to reel him back in.
And Blows making a pass there on Danny Smith. Another great ride going in for Michael Blows.
So it's Stewart, Hanson, Smith, Boniface, and Lampson, the top 5. This is the 125 main event from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Will James Stewart make the tie tonight? Stick around and find out.
How do you feel when you're with someone who's...
Welcome back to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Your leader in the 125 main event, number 259, James Bubba Stewart. He's just getting set to make his first pass on a lap rider, and unfortunately, it comes at the expense of Brad Ripple out of Crown Point, Indiana. And Ripple is a good rider.
For sure. We've been actually commenting a lot about Ripple, and just goes to show you, James Stewart just flies by. But the truth is, he flew by all the riders that were in front of him at the start as well. Not an epic start, and this section right here, just mind-boggling. The only rider doing it right now in the 125s, and look at this gap back to Hanson.
68 is Josh Hanson, currently sitting in 2nd place, and the gap continues to grow because the lap times of James Stewart continue to come down. He's 10 seconds behind him. Cameron, you don't need an abacus to figure it out. Bubba's turning to 45. Everyone is turning to 46 and 47 as we go back to 3rd place, and here's the battle. Smith and Boniface. Boniface, number 42, running our helmet cam.
Sweet jump in the triple, as you can see. Some marks on the camera lens there, maybe a little bit of roost left over as it pops off, but trying to make a run on Kelly Smith through the whoop section. Jumping out the flats, that's a vicious landing right there. Definitely tough on the body. And Boniface kind of biding his time, not trying to sneak the tire in, where maybe he could. Could have jumped inside right there, definitely to try to make a point.
And there's one of the obstacles. A lot of riders go to the outside and they drop back into the inside. Unfortunately, not everyone can triple. And look how steep that turn is they make before they come through the finish line again.
Back into the whoops. Actually looks like Kelly Smith makes a little bit of time on this section of the course, but then look at that coming short right there. That's definitely going to cost you. Boniface to the inside, maybe looking to block the jump on the triple, but he ends up blocking himself and costs himself valuable time. He's going to have to make up those few seconds again now, and Lampson's still charging behind.
Unable to triple, so that puts him back a little bit further from Smith. As we go to our running board, it's Stewart, Hanson, Smith, Boniface, and Lampson, your top 5 here in the 125 main event. Number 33 is Smith, Kelly Smith, out of Michigan on the Yamaha YZ125 Boost Mobile Yamaha Troy Racing Ride. As the rest of the riders go up front, we go back to 188. Now this kid could be the future of the sport. This is Davey Millsaps, turned 16 last week. Unable to ride in Houston, and Millsaps currently sitting in 14th place. His last lap of 49. And Cameron, everyone talks about Davey Millsaps and his speed. Do you think this is just a case of the jitters riding in front of this huge crowd of the Metrodome?
Definitely. Every time I talk to Davey, you can see him skimming the whoops there, looking good. He just said he's riding tight. You know, this is the first time in front of the people, and with all the other bikes out there, Supercross is tight. He just felt like he just hasn't been putting in his best performance. So let's get him one under the belt. Boniface still hounding Kelly Smith.
Kelly Smith sits in third. Boniface sits in fourth. And Steve Boniface would love to put that bike and our helmet cam up on the podium. His Suzuki RM125, MotorWorldRacing.com, American Suzuki and Flyride doing a great job tonight. And Kelly Smith, though, he has just been the great hole shot artist. He just gets up there so close to the front and is able to maintain it. Right now, he's maintaining a third place.
Well, Smith, a great starter always, and he's always in the fray because of it. But back at the U.S. Open in October, he came through with the overall win. That was his first ride on the new factory Yamaha team, and a podium to back it up here in his third race for the team on the 125 would be, a sick way to do it.
The final few laps of the 125 main event, you are looking at the battle for third place. Number 42 is Steve Boniface, trying to get around Kelly Smith somehow, unable to do it thus far, and he is starting to run out of laps. Your leader continues to be 259, James Stewart. Here he comes.
Boniface seemingly making around the whoops, and then you see him come short. That's really, that's one of the easier sections on the track. It's a double-double. There's not another option to it. Yeah, but we've seen riders coming up short. I think he's going inside on that corner.
And here comes Lamson, so Boniface's problems of getting to third may have just been exacerbated because here comes Lamson, trying to teach the youngsters a lesson, and it might come right in this section. Here they go, Cameron. Who goes for the triple-triple and who plays it conservative?
Well, you can see him moving back to the side. They're trying to stay away from those stutter bumps, and we see James Stewart jumping right through the stutter bumps and then tripling off of it. Really, it's a four-step stutter, and at the top you have about a foot of takeoff, and James is launching off, and these guys going around it, so it shows you how tough and how creative James Stewart is.
Well, he told Jamie earlier in the show that it just takes a little something extra to get triple-triple through there, and he says it's on. James, one of the great things about him is he's just having fun out here. These guys right now are in the battle for their lives, it seems. Smith holding down third, then Boniface, then Lamson. That's 3, 4, and 5. And Lamson would love to get on the podium and show these youngsters, but it's the final lap for that man, number 259, and it looks like Bubba is going to tie the great Jeremy McGrath for 125 victories. He's already started this celebration.
He definitely does look like it, and being in the hospital, not feeling well, you would have thought maybe someone could beat him, but definitely not the fact right now.
Stewart coming up on some other Kawasaki riders. It just happens to be Eric Sorby, Paul Carpenter, and those guys are extremely fast riders, but just unable to match the pace. And Cameron, I think the triple-triple was a big aspect, but his exit speed in the corner has been so tremendous. He's unable to triple through here because of his lap riders. But James Stewart has one more turn. Your winner, 125 main event, James Bubba Stewart. So that makes it 13 for Stewart, 13 for McGrath as we go back to the battle for third. And here comes Boniface's last stand. Can he reel in Kelly Smith?
Definitely doesn't look like it. Kelly's got the room. Boniface going to be smooth as well, and Lance is going to finish another top 5, so good job for him.
Hansen had already come through, and keep your eye on James. I don't know if he's going to crack out the dirty worm or what, but James Bubba Stewart once again puts on a great show here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A tremendous start, the triple-triple. He had it all going on tonight, Cameron.
When doesn't he have it going on?
Well, someone just got a valuable pair of James Bubba Stewart Oakley goggles, and I know the helmet's not coming up because he's got a streak going with that new helmet. But James Stewart thrills the fans here, puts on a show. I don't know much about his dancing skills, but you put him on a motorcycle, and the kid is awesome. So James Stewart picks up the victory. When we come back, we'll find out just how Bubba did it, and we'll talk to the rest of the podium. Stay with us. We're back to Minneapolis in just a moment. Work it, Bubba.